Okay, so yesterday I launched my AI Proofing Your Music course, the new series within Sync Academy. And yes, it is exclusive to Sync Academy. You cannot get this content anywhere else. So for those of you that are in Sync Academy, you guys now just get access to this net brand new course as a part of your membership. If you are not in Sync Academy, I would encourage you and invite you to potentially consider joining us and become part of, I think, the most popular and the most positive and productive online sync licensing community that exists, because what we do is we look for solutions. We are a solution oriented community. Doesn't mean we don't ignore or it doesn't mean that we ignore problems or obstacles or issues in our industry. Of course, I've been one of the biggest ones tooting my horn about AI being a potential problem for us. So we address issues, but most importantly, and this is what you're going to find out with the AI Proofing Your Music course, we look for solutions and changes in our trajectory and in our strategy to ensure that we can navigate these waters and take back our power, okay? So we don't wallow in pity. We don't think, well, this sucks and we're just all going to be victims and we're all going to get left behind. We don't sit there in that state of mind. We move forward and we want to be problem solvers for our industry, and certainly for our own music careers, okay? In this short video, I want to show you kind of what's going on in the AI Proofing Your Music course. I didn't really get to go into all of the tutorials, and this is a list of tutorials, by the way, that will be growing in the coming months and probably years as the technology evolves, as new concepts come up, and as we start thinking about new ways to alter our strategy in this industry. But this is not a time to hold on to the previous way of life, to hold on to the previous strategies, to hold on to, well, what was working before was so great and easy and comfortable, so I don't want to let it go. I understand that. And this is what's so funny about this course. I think it'll be a small number of you that actually take this seriously, just like when we put out our Sync Psych 101 course. I can see the numbers in terms of how many people watch these tutorials. It's a very small number of the community that actually jumped into the psychological issues that come along with going on to this really crazy journey of trying to take, your music and make it your full-time income. It's very difficult. And I can see reflected in the numbers that most people were not interested in that. They just wanted to learn the technical details. Just tell me how to make licensable music. Just get me in touch with these companies. I just want to go do the work. All power to you. Go for it. But when you hit that wall, hopefully you'll come back to Sync Psych 101, because I created that and put it first in our tutorial list here in Sync Academy, because that's one of those things that will make or break your entire career. And I think something similar will probably happen with this AI proofing series. We'll have a few people get excited about it. Maybe a few of you guys will watch some of the course, but a small number of people will actually hear what I'm saying and what our other sync licensing professionals and library owners are saying in these videos, or giving you actionable things and actionable AI tools you can start using. A small number, probably 5% of you guys will actually even use this stuff, and you'll see yourselves grow exponentially beyond the capabilities of what everybody else who is either dismissing AI, thinking it's not, something you should pay attention to now. I'll wait until it sort of surfaces and becomes a real player, and then I'll take it seriously. There's nothing I can say to change that. That's just sort of a herd mentality. That is sort of it's built into the human psyche in some way, to just not worry about something until it's literally threatening you right now. So it's okay, but I still wanted to make sure that I put my head down on the pillow at night, sleeping well, knowing that I try to prepare all of us as best as I possibly can for a potential coming sea change in our industry. So that's basically what you guys are getting with this new series. So I released the overview yesterday, so you guys got to see for that. And I'll release a couple of these earlier ones here on YouTube as well. So I'm going to give you guys kind of some, I think, really important, I call them like PSAs, public service announcements, not the specifics of what I think some of the tools you can use, and not the specifics in terms of the analysis of the AI music I've been listening to. But I think the overall strategy of we need to think of ourselves as sync artists, not so much sync licensing, just background instrumental composers anymore. I'm going to give you guys a lot of that on my channel, because that's for all of us, I think, to basically be aware of and to steer us in that direction moving forward. But if you guys want to get the direct and the deeper insights into these tools and these strategies, then you definitely need to join us in Sync Academy to get that. But this is a really powerful one right here, is what AI music can do and can't do well. So basically what I do on this is I go through the latest high quality models, basically Meta's music gen model. I play you the examples here on the video, and I show you what it's doing well, what I think it's doing well, what it's going to get better at in the near future, and what it seems to be struggling with, and what you need to basically be adding to your production music to ensure that your music is not going to be lost in the sea of AI generative music, which is going to be flooding the marketplace very, very soon if it hasn't already. Developing your artist brand is a really important one. So it's just some thoughtful exercises and some concepts to understand that your brand is a real thing in this industry. It's becoming more and more relevant as we move forward with this AI music coming into our space. So some thoughtful exercises and some ways for you to start putting together a strategy for how you want to build and develop your brand. Spoiler alert, all of you actually already have a brand, but if you haven't been putting any conscious thought into it, it's probably been a suffering brand. It's probably been a brand that hasn't been doing that well, or you just haven't been using your asset of your brand to actually work for you in this industry. So you can learn how to do that. We're going to talk about how to create your artist logo, some mindful social media practices. Again, even though I do recommend with this course that you start getting a little more active with social media, I do not want you guys to get lost in the rat race of worrying about followers and likes and subscribers and all that nonsense. Please, please keep your focus on sync licensing, keep your focus on making music. That's really what you should. But we do have some mindful practices to ensure that you don't get lost in that and that you really have a clear mission statement, a mission purpose for why you're doing social media. Is it to get just a bunch of likes? Is it to get a bunch of followers? Is it to get the most amount of eyeballs and attention? No, it's actually none of those things, but we'll talk to you about how you want to think about that. And we'll talk about how you can use some AI tools. This is actually one that Trevor teaches us. How do you use some of these new tools to automate a lot of your AI activities and basically get it down to like 5, maybe 10 minutes a day max. So I don't want you guys to spend a lot of extra time on this stuff. We have some great AI tools we'll recommend for metadata and networking, learning how you can connect with the decision makers in this industry. Adding some human performances to your drums. This is one that I actually taught. I'm getting back into producing music myself, and I wanted to make sure I show you guys how I produce and put together and program my live drums so that they sound believable, like a human being performed them and created them. Okay, so I'm going to give you my best practices for that. Recording some live instruments, creating some custom synths, preset and sounds, not going sort of the preset way where something just sounds like a million other tracks that have already gone down that path. Adding some human flaws to your cues. They actually have Yele giving us some great insights for that. Yele is a world-class composer and producer, so he's giving us his insights for how he makes human-sounding music, right? Getting those human dynamics to your cues, very, very important. Another one that Yele is going to help us out on to ensure that your strings primarily and other instruments have a human performance to them. This is one of the biggest points of feedback I give you guys with pro feedback is your strings and a lot of your instruments sound static, they sound weak, they sound just stale, and they're not really singing right in your performances. So it's 7 to 10% extra effort to do these dynamic moves, but very, very important that you start doing them, okay? Then we walk you guys through a couple of hybrid examples that will keep you in an AI-proof lane. We're gonna add to this list certainly as the time goes on. And we're gonna finish it off with some great AI tools you can use to kind of get your mixing and mastering approach started. These are usually not ones that are going to do the entire work for you. I don't think any AI app I've seen out there right now can do your mixing or do your mastering for you, but they can certainly get you started in the right direction to take care of a lot of the heavy lifting that we usually have to do with our mixing and mastering for sync licensing. So just wanted to give you guys a brief overview of the AI Proofing Your Music course and what's going on in Sync Academy. And of course, as you guys maybe don't know, I've got this amazing chatbot that I just launched, and this is already extremely popular with people in Sync Academy. So you can also only get access to this with Sync Academy, but this is basically a 60 to maybe 80 or 100 hours of my Q&A videos, tutorials, YouTube videos, podcasts, everything that I've basically been teaching you guys for the last 6-7 years, all uploaded to my own custom ChatGPT chatbot. So if you have a question about sync licensing or anything that I've said or recommended throughout the years, it's all access. You have 100% access to me through this chatbot 24/7, 365. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I am definitely incorporating AI into our community, and I'm definitely showing you guys the power of this technology and how you can actually use it to better yourself and your understanding and knowledge for this business. So welcome to Sync Academy. If you guys have just joined us, I know we had quite a few members join us the other day or yesterday. If you do want to join us, there will be a link below. You can learn more about Sync Academy and why you might want to consider joining us sooner than later.